Hello, let's start with an allotment update. The greenhouse is doing great. This bed has gone absolutely mental. The potatoes are almost ready to harvest, some of them. So we'll do that when we get a few dry days. I've just taken the nets off so you can see that everything has been virtually chewed up. That's next door's potato coming in. All my brassicas, lettuces. They left me this one solitary one here. The ones this end are a little bit better. These are ready to go to seed. These strawberries haven't done much this year. I dug them out of the ground last year and put them in pots, and they produced a few runners. This year they gave me about 4 runners, so they've had it. I'll keep them for a bit to see if any of them produce any more runners, but they'll be gone by the end of the year. This was supposed to stop pigeons and things getting in, and I had a netting at the front. Last year I cut that hedge really short and I put the corrugated metal at the back to make sure that weeds and things didn't come through. But when the neighbours moved in, they haven't kept it short and it's got tall. Bindweed has climbed over and got all over the netting, so this has got to go because it's just a plaything for the bindweed, and I can't get to it because the wire's here, so I can't really actually get to the bindweed to clear it out. So that's got to go. That's the plan that's changed, but you live and learn. Not every plan comes to fruition. Sometimes some things just don't work out. If they don't keep that hedge low, I mean, what I will do is go back there in the winter and cut it, but I was promised that they would keep that in check, but they haven't. So I'll go the other side in the winter and give that a really good prune so it won't give me this problem again next year. And these tomatoes, they are actually producing now. We've had a few dry days, so I'll pick these, but they are supposed to be a hanging basket type, and I've grown tumblers and tumbling toms before and they never get to this size. I mean, they're monsters. If I grew these again, I would grow them in barrels, because look at this one. It's gone up that way, it's gone up this way, and it's come down this way, and it's in this way, so it's grown another metre. So it's quite big, a lot bigger than I thought it would be, so I'll have to grow something else next year. These are some of last year's runners that I put into pots to go in the strawberry tower. More of that during the winter. I've got another load like this further up the allotment. The reason why I've done it this way will become clear when I build the strawberry tower. These early courgettes are succumbing to powdery mildew, and I think they've had it. I mean, they're produced, so they've done well, but that's it, they're done. And starting to get a little bit on the second planting, but then it's right next door to that one, so that's not surprising that it spread from that one to this one. I should have kept them apart, but it was just using the space that was available this year. And these are still producing massive monsters. Lots of little ones still, so obviously they're healthy and doing well. I'm going to try some of this sweetcorn where the silks have been nibbled, so we'll see what they're like. You can see that the top was actually, the silk was cropped, so something ate that neatly. So the top wasn't pollinated, but below it seems to be doing better, so I'm going to try some of these. I've tested it and they're ripe and ready, so I'll just accept that I'm not going to get full cobs. That's life. At least I got something. So I've got 2/3 of a cob rather than the full cob, but I'll take that. The badgers haven't got anything yet, so ha ha ha. 1 point to me, 0 to the badgers. This is what happens when raspberries go amok and get entangled with weeds. They just become a mess. So I'm going to dig up all these raspberries, get rid of them. I've had enough. Every day I seem to be coming in here and pull a few weeds, come back, and it's worse the next day. For the handful of strawberries I get, it's too much effort, too much time. I'd rather be doing other things, so they're coming out. They're all in that path, and then all the bindweeders tie them all together. It's a nightmare. You know, they're out here, the bed's over there, and the raspberries are out here now. And if I let them, they'll be up here in no time. So they've got to go. Well, that was a nice little harvest yesterday. I picked all this. These aubergines aren't huge, but they'll be alright. Yeah, a lot of peppers. I picked some of these smaller peppers to let the others ripen, grow big and ripen. So there's a few little ones, but there's some good sized ones. So they're alright. Runner beans and some cooking tomatoes. But it's been a bad year for tomatoes. So I've not had as much as I was hoping before, but that's growing food for you. You never know what you're going to get. Right, today I've got to sort out this jungle behind me because this greenhouse is absolutely rammed and it is absolutely overgrown. I've had a good pick the other day, and what I'm going to do is drop these tomatoes now so they've got more room because the top is really overgrown. I need to trim some of this and drop this top down. I've also got some things to plant in to these pots with the tomatoes. So I've got these, and I've got things like chard that are going to go in there, and I've got some of the things that are going to go outside in the baths for winter, so I'll show you those later. The other job is that I'm going to use this barrel, which is in front of the greenhouse, as another banana and comfrey liquid plant food like I have on the other allotment. So I'm going to have to put one on this one, especially since the comfrey is doing so well. Now there's some bindweed and brambles here, but this comfrey is doing great, so I'm going to use that. Okay, I'm just going to cut some comfrey leaves, so just cut them and put them in there. Right, now there is some water in the bottom of the barrel, as you can see my reflection. I've filled this basket with comfrey, then I've got the bananas that I've been saving up at home, so there's quite a bit there. It's a fairly simple stage. Putting the comfrey in. That's the comfrey in. And then obviously just add the banana skins. We're going to have a few days of heavy rain, and I'll just leave the top open for now and let the rain add some water to it. At this stage it won't smell because it's fresh comfrey and fresh banana leaves. Well, the ones at the bottom are a bit funky, but this shouldn't smell too bad until this starts to get going, and by then I will put a cover on it. But for the next few days, when it's going to be heavy rain, I'll let this collect its own rainwater. In a few days I'll come back and cover it, and that'll be it. And the newspaper goes in the compost as browns, so that's that sorted. Hopefully we'll get some nice banana and comfrey tea out of this. Well, it's not tea that you would drink. The first step is to take all the lower foliage, including these trusses that have finished. Well, I'm going to take everything up to this truss, so all of this other stuff will go. I'll do that and bring you back. Right, I've pruned everything up to this first truss, which has got some green tomatoes in it, so I'm going to leave that one. And I picked some of the others, but I'm going to leave that to ripen these others. And I'm just going to prune this one, which is just above it, and this one. So this has now got quite a bit of light and air around it, so this one's going to do it, and then this one above it has got loads of tomatoes. I mean, it's got a red one, and I've still got some unripe ones, and I'm just going to cut a bit more. I'm just going to drop this, but I need both hands and it's going to be a bit of a mess, so I'll do that and bring you back. Okay, so I've dropped that, and that first truss, if I get around the back, is there. The next one is up here, and it's got just a few in. And then I've got all of these and all of these coming up. Now this is where I actually broke the leader, but that doesn't matter because what was there was a sucker, and I made this sucker the leader. That used to be at the top, but this is now at the top, or it's going towards the top. For the same reason, I left this leader, this sucker and this sucker, just in case I broke it, I would still have these two as backups. But now that this is all up on the wire and up at the right level, and I don't think it's going to get much above that in the time we've got, so it's got quite a lot here and a lot there and some more there and more in that truss, and I think that'll be it. So I'll cut this and I'll cut this, and I think that will do. It will have another truss above this and then that'll be it, because I don't think it'll have time to do any more. So when it gets to about here, I will cut the tip off. Right, well, this side is done. Now this side isn't done, so there's still these trailing down the middle here, but you can see there's a lot more air and light, and these are all now tied up to there. So I've dropped it, it's wrapped round, it's going around the back, it's come up here, going around the back, come up here and up again. So there's these bits, but that will not cause any problems because I've just cut a bit of this basil, but it'll be alright. It won't mind the tomatoes. Anyway, this time of year I've had my fill of pesto and things, and I've got another basil plant on the other side, so I'm fine for basil. The light is going, so I thought I'd show you what I've done so far. I've done these 4 on this side, and I've got to do the 4 on this side. But then once that's done and these are done, there'll be a lot more light coming into the middle here. But one funny thing is this one. I don't know why. It must have been stressed or something at the beginning, because it came up with lots of little pea-sized tomatoes. And then as it grew, it's got normal sized tomatoes. So I don't know why it did that. I think it might have been just stressed